Hey everyone, it's Graydon and Ursel here, and in this video I want to show you a really cool case study of one of my clients who's absolutely killing it with this laser hair removal campaign that we're running for them. Now this client's they're based out in Moncton, New Brunswick in Canada. They've been doing laser hair removal for a really long time now. They're really great at the treatment, but my client just wanted to take it to the next level, bring more patients in. And right now is a perfect time to promote laser hair removal. Up in Canada, it's the dead of winter right now. No one has a tan. So it's just a really great time to advertise this procedure. Now, what you see in front of you here is the actual ad that we have live on Facebook. You can see that our offer is $50 off voucher for laser hair removal. We're not doing some crazy like 88% off package deal like you see on Groupon all the time. It's just a simple $50 voucher that people can download to take that amount off their first treatment. And for these types of ads, I like to keep the images really simple too. You can see there's no fancy graphics here. It's just an image of my client performing the procedure. And I find these images work the best because they don't look very salesy. They don't look like an ad, right? It just looks very natural. So this ad's working really well. But the thing is, anyone can run an ad. It's not very hard to put together a promotion on Facebook and start getting clicks or whatever. Ads aren't very hard to do. The hard part and what really matters most is what goes on behind the scenes. There's all these things that need to go on behind the scenes in order for one of these campaigns to be really successful. And that's what I'm going to walk you through right now, exactly what goes on behind the scenes in one of these campaigns to make it work really well for my clients. So once someone clicks on that ad, they're going to be led to this landing page here. And the number one purpose of this page is just to collect that person's information so they can download their voucher, and then we can then follow up with that person to ensure that they actually book their appointment. So once they enter their information, name, email, and phone number, they're going to get to this page, which we call a sales page. Now this page is really, really important because after someone downloads their voucher, they still may have questions. They may not be motivated enough to book their consultation. And so we take this opportunity to really educate the person on that treatment and then motivate them to take action. So I'll show you an example of the sales page. You can see that it's pretty long. We give them a fast action bonus if they book right now. We actually double their voucher and give them these free exfoliating gloves. We have a little letter from the business owner. There's videos of the treatment here, frequently asked questions, reviews. So we're really using this page to make someone get really excited about this treatment. And it works really well to actually ensure they book their appointment. But even with this sales page here, if you've ever done lead generation advertising, you know that even if you get a lead, they're not going to necessarily call you. And that's why follow-up is so important. So with all my clients, I give them these one-to-one follow-up scripts. I train them on how to follow up with leads, and I give them a script that they can just follow to the T to actually follow up with all these leads. So I recommend my clients call these leads as soon as they come in. If they can't reach them the first time, they leave a voicemail. They can call them a second time, leave a voicemail. All the scripting is there, so they don't have to think about what to do. They can just follow the instructions and follow up with their leads that way. But even if you have one-to-one follow-up, it's still important to have automated follow-up too. And that's why we have this thing, which I call a soap opera follow-up sequence, where each lead over the next week or 2 weeks, or sometimes even a month or more, they're going to receive automated follow-up through email, text, and voicemail as well. And so that just really will convert fence sitters who aren't really ready to book right now. It's a great way to keep in touch with those people automatically until they're ready to make a decision when they're ready just down the line. So I call it a soap opera follow-up sequence because I actually interview my business owners and I really get to know their backstory. And I turn that backstory into this really sort of dramatic, compelling email follow-up sequence that drips out to all the leads. And it's just a really cool way to sort of let your leads get to know you and get to know your backstory before they actually come in to the clinic. Because if there's one thing I learned from working with business owners, everyone has a really interesting story. And I think it's really important that you communicate that story to everyone who's expressed interest in your services. So we even had, this is the next thing we do. We also have two-way text messaging. So clients can actually text into the business and have a one-on-one conversation with the business. And I don't know if you can read here, but right here, this girl's actually commenting that she's enjoying reading the story of the business owner. So this is someone who's like downloaded a voucher. They're getting those emails of the client's backstory through the soap opera sequence, and they're texting the client saying that they're having fun reading their story. So this is a great way to engage people and really get them sort of interested in you as a business owner and excited about getting treatment. Okay, so let's look at the results of this campaign real quick here. We spent $105 on Facebook ads. Just to prove to you, here's a little screenshot of the Facebook ads manager. Spent $105 here. Out of that money, we generated 75 leads. So 75 people entered their information to download their $50 voucher. Out of those people, 41 people booked an appointment. Now, this is just crazy here. If you've ever done lead generation advertising, having 75 leads generated and booking 41 appointments is absolutely fantastic. That's such a good conversion ratio and percentage for those leads generated. And that really happened because my client not only had the resources to follow up, but she followed my instructions exactly, called all of her leads, and really followed up with them properly. And if you do that, then you're gonna book a lot of appointments. And so out of those 41 appointments, we had 22 consults closed. So 22 people have come in so far for their appointment, and my client has actually sold them some form of laser hair removal. So resulting in a cost per close of $4.56. And this is the metric that I really want to pay attention to here. I don't care about cost per lead. I don't care about cost per appointment because some appointments might no-show. I care about cost per patient coming into the clinic and being sold something. Because if you know with confidence how much it costs to bring a new patient into your clinic, you can then confidently reinvest that money into more advertising and growing your clinic without wondering if that investment's actually giving you a return. So this number is what I really pay attention to, and for this campaign, it's absolutely fantastic. So these results, just to be clear, these results aren't very typical. This campaign, it worked really well on Facebook. She's also she's in a smaller market, so you tend to not pay as much on Facebook. But like, if I was a business owner, I would be happy to pay $100 to have someone actually come into the clinic and them to purchase one of my services. And here's the follow-up scoreboard. So I actually use a software called Evergenius to manage all my clients' leads and help them better convert their leads into appointments. I've tried so many different follow-up softwares as an agency. I've tried Infusionsoft, I've tried MailChimp, I've tried Aweber, I've tried ActiveCampaign. There's so many different softwares out there that will sort of follow up with leads and send out emails automatically. But Evergenius is by far the best because it just makes the job so much easier for my clients. It really helps them follow up with these leads. It will actually send out automated texts, automated emails, automated voicemail. It has that two-way text conversation a feature that I showed you a couple slides back. And it will actually show my clients a scoreboard. So they can log into the software and see at a glance where all their leads are in the sales process. So you can see that there's 34 prospects in the sales funnel right now. So 34 people have downloaded their coupon but haven't booked their appointment yet. 19 people have booked their appointment but haven't come in for their consultation yet, so we're still waiting for them to come in. And 22 people have actually come in for their consultation and purchased laser hair removal. And that's why it says closed there, because they've been closed. Now this number down here, this $44,000, is the return on investment from this campaign. And no, my client didn't close $44,000 of laser hair removal on the spot from these new patients coming in. This is a calculation based off of a lifetime value of $2,000 for every new person that was closed. So 22 times 2,000. And you may be saying, were all those people new or some of those existing patients? And yes, they are. So I talked to my client and about 50% of these people were existing patients. But she also said that a lot of these existing people haven't been in for years. So it's totally worth bringing those people in and reactivating them because they might not have come in otherwise. So it's definitely worth bringing in existing patients as well as new patients as well. But to be fair, let's just say that we're only counting those new patients in the lifetime value calculation. So we'll cross out $44,000 and say it's $22,000 instead. And if you're wondering what I mean by lifetime value, this is simply how much on average a new patient spends with this particular client over the lifetime of doing business with them. And this number is going to vary depending on your business, either higher or lower than $2,000. Usually in the medical aesthetic space, it's higher than $2,000, closer to $3,000 or $5,000. But for this case, it's pretty conservative. And you really want to pay attention to this number because it forces you to think long term. It's so easy to get caught up on a transactional basis where you're only thinking of that initial transaction from that patient as their total value, but you really want to think long term, and that's what we use for this calculation. So if you could spend $100 and add $22,000 to your top line, would you do that? The answer is probably an overwhelming yes. In fact, you'd probably spend a lot more than $100 so you can grow your business even more. And that's exactly what we do. With this client, we're going to reinvest those profits back into more advertising, back into more marketing, so she can promote her other procedures and grow her business even more month after month. And this is really important because a lot of people view marketing and advertising as a fixed expense as opposed to an investment that yields a predictable return. And I think this is the case because a lot of marketing and advertising efforts, people just sort of throwing money against the wall every month, hoping that it's actually working for them and bringing them in new business. But if you have a system like this that shows you every month that you're making money, then you can confidently reinvest that into more marketing and advertising. And that's how you really confidently grow and scale your business. Now, I just want to show you one more thing here because even after patients have come in and received their treatment, the marketing campaign is not over yet because there are all these things on the back end that you can do to really encourage these happy patients to spread the word and make your marketing work even more for you. So here's a couple things I do for my clients. I create referral cards for them. They can give those out to clients after they've had their treatment so they can give them to their friends and spread the word. I give them this online review system. So patients are sent an automated text after treatment encouraging them to review online. And then what we'll actually do is sort of filter through all those reviews, find the people that are the most happy, the most excited, ecstatic about treatment, and we'll reach out to those people and ask if they want to come in to do a video testimonial in the clinic. And we call this $1 million case study. They're these really powerful video case studies that you can then use in your future marketing to make your campaigns even more believable and more effective in the future. So these are just a couple of things I do on the back end to make these campaigns work even better. Now with this video, I really wanted to make the case that just throwing up an ad on Facebook or Google or wherever is such a small aspect of building a really successful marketing campaign where you really knock it out of the park. There's all these things that need to go on behind the scenes to really make something like this work. And the coolest part about this is, since everything important is happening behind the scenes, it's really hard for your competitors to knock this kind of thing off. Because they can see what ads are running on Facebook, all that's public, but all these things that are happening behind the scenes is much harder to for a competitor to copy and put all the pieces together themselves. So once you have a system like this in place working for you, it's a huge competitive advantage because it's very hard to replicate from another business who doesn't know how to do this kind of thing. So that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for checking it out. And if you want to see more videos like this, just hit the subscribe button below. I'm going to be releasing a lot more videos related to all aspects of marketing a cosmetic clinic, from generating more leads to converting more leads into appointments, to closing more appointments during the consultation, to engineering the perfect patient experience from start to finish, a bunch of good stuff. So if you want to see more videos, just hit the subscribe button and I'll see you on the next one.